How's it going, everybody? Welcome to November 2021 Merch by Amazon sales update. I figured let's get into the numbers first, then we'll share some opinions. I think you guys know how November went for me, at least. I've been doing regular updates, so I'll talk about that in a second. But let's look at the numbers. Total number of sales in the U.S. 203. I've mentioned this number before, 20 total returns, which is more than I've ever had before. As you can see, it's about 10% of my total sales. The total sales amount is $3,724.86, and the total royalties $615.51. Royalties per sale 303. This has dropped, and I talked about some of the reasons why. And it's basically because pop sockets are slowly creeping into the second place, second best selling product type. And because the profit margin is so low for pop sockets, it's 225, sometimes even lower, depending, where I sell them. It's dropped this number down, but that's okay. Overall sales 275. So I did the math, and it works out, that it's right about, when you do the conversions and everything, about $900 in profits. So I would say that's a huge difference compared to the previous month, which was, let's do custom here. And I think you guys already know what it is, but I just figured let's throw it up on the screen. And as you can see here, just $900 in profits total for this month compared to $2,300 just in the US last month. So that's what happens when you have one product or one design making, I'd say, 50% or more of your sales, and then it gets either copied or taken down or whatever the case is. Like, I'm not making any more sales, but that's the result. So let's look at November. Let's see what happened. As you can see here, this is kind of where it happened. We were going into the first week of November, and I was averaging, here's 14, here's 18 with a few international sales, so about 20 average. And then just out of nowhere, on the 6th here, as you can see, there was one sale in the US, and then as you can see, royalties says actually minus 227 because the return was more expensive than the product that I sold. So I actually lost money, and then it never recovered after that. And this wasn't a zero, so I guess that's a small celebration. But a lot of people have told me that this is exactly when it happened to everybody. People have now kind of concluded that it's some kind of an algorithm change. I looked at November of last year, and something similar happened around the same time. It wasn't the exact same day, but it was around the same time, and a lot of people were affected, just like they were this November. So, there's really not much that we can say. I'm afraid to say that these are the new daily numbers. I'm still kind of conflicted. I guess maybe it's just me being in denial that this is the new reality, especially going into December. But we'll see. Like I always say on this channel, I'm super optimistic. I think Merch by Amazon is definitely one of the most powerful platforms out there, and I think we definitely need to take advantage of it. So if for example, if you or somebody has this runs into this kind of a problem, I think we have to assess the situation and actually, adjust to it. So let's say if this is the result of crappy designs and crappy titles and descriptions, then that's something that I need to work on, right? It's definitely not something where I'm going to say, well, this platform is done, Amazon isn't fair, whatever. No, I'm not going to take that approach. What I'm going to do is basically just keep listing. As you can see, like, I'm even uploading products right now as I'm recording this, and I'm just going to keep working, and I'm going to keep adjusting things if I have to innovate and come up with completely original designs, which is something that I've actually started doing as a result of a drop in sales. you know, if it's because it's November and a lot of people are, you know, pumping so much, or December, pumping so much money into ads, and that's why, you know, nobody's seeing my products, fair enough. But I mean, this kind of stuff happens, and it takes time to kind of figure out, especially when we don't have the information that we need. But that's okay. So where am I with November? So as you can see here, it's not the worst month of 2021. Where does 2021 start? Right here. It's definitely not the best month, and it's definitely not one of the best. So as you can see here, it's actually right smack in the middle, and I've been titling my videos as, you know, as November just being average, and that's exactly what it turned out to be, the most average month of the year. Like if I was to draw a line like right here, you can see that it's going right smack through all of these months. And I guess the way to look at this is if I was going to be positive, have a positive outlook here, I would say, hey, not so bad. As you can see, you know, average month for 2021 and definitely double the sales for 2020. So, you know, okay, that's positive. If I was to be negative and say, and look at it and say, oh my God, what happened? September skyrocketed. October took off even more. I really expected November and December to skyrocket, but it's going in the opposite direction. That's terrible. So that's kind of how I view this. I'm still kind of conflicted about everything that's going on. But again, you know, there's nothing that I can really do about it. That's why I've said before, do not put all your eggs in one basket, because a lot of people have told me once they get approved for merch, you know, they're going to be quitting their jobs. Like there's no chance for failure, but again, there's definitely a chance for some trouble. And then as I was preparing this video, I came up with this. So yesterday, actually, I processed more orders through eBay and Etsy in the last couple of days than I did that I made sales for merch, which is, you know, funny, and it's never happened before, because I've such a small number of products compared to Amazon on eBay and Etsy, and I just started actually working with eBay a couple months ago. I did a video, you know, just talking about like the first profits and first sales, and it takes time to ramp it up, and you know, I understand going into November and December and January, you're gonna see a spike in sales, but it's just funny that I can look at this and then see, you know, what I've done, and it's all like eBay, and then I come over here and I see 5, 6, you know, one sale, and anyways, it's just funny, and it's different than what I'm used to. I think I'm going to leave it up here. I'm going to make this video just a bit shorter. Let me know how you guys did, because I know that a lot of you did say you were running into some problems, some trouble. People are saying this is the worst November in about 3 years or so. You know, I'm not disagreeing. If we look at my numbers, it's you know, this November 2003, last November was better. The November before that, okay, this was a bad year. And then I had my big spike in 2018. But yeah, I would say disappointing numbers. But again, I'm not going to say no to $900 in royalties. That's amazing, you know. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.